What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to another video. So here we are outside, finally a dry weather day. um, we're just gonna do an overview of the car. I haven't been able to do that because it started to rain as soon as I got the car. The next day, like 3 days straight, was raining. So here we are. I'm just gonna start with from front to back. So I've asked a lot of questions, from the previous owner and the person that built it. What went into the car and how it what it took to get it to this state. So I'm gonna just talk about it from front to back because so I don't miss anything. So we'll start with the exterior, which is the ABW WRC 60 millimeter body kit, basically, with just the fenders, bumper, side skirts, rear quarter panels, and the rear bumper. The fenders, the front area is fairly straightforward to install from what I saw, but the extensive work was from this area here, the rear quarter panel, because this is a four-door, which is kind of interesting because now, if you open this, it's the door and everything else has been extended. So from all the kits that I've seen that's done this, from all the cars that I've seen that's done this, it's always been what do you call this, coupes. So it's kind of interesting how they did the four door. So actually, this is actually one of pretty rare things to see, that the four door has this kind of setup. So the way they did it was they cut the metal, they welded some metal, they did some sim sealer and some aero bonding, so that it's super legit. Like, it's not like you just slap the fiberglass on and bondo it. It's not like that. So they added metal to support the fiberglass kit that they added on, and it's solid. It's super solid. So, but there is still a risk of cracking, damaging it if you are tracking the car and you're hitting it with your wheel and stuff like that. So we'll talk about that in a second. Uh, so let's say, okay, so now we have the version 6 spoiler here. The paint code is 02C W, what do you call this, World Rally Blue. And what else did I miss? So there is a front radiator support there, bracket. And what else? So the wheels are Enki RTC 4, which is 18 by 9.5 plus 30. That was confirmed by the previous owner, and it's adapted. So it's a 5 by 100 hub converted to 5 by 114, and it's spaced out about 20, I think, 20 millimeter there. So that setup is good for the street, but if I have some reservations about running that on the track. Also, like I said, it's really aggressive. As you can see, the setup, the profile, it's really aggressive on the side, and it could hit the kit. So I'm thinking about changing that setup. So I might change that setup when I really actually go to the track. But I really like these wheels, so I'm gonna keep them. I don't know. We'll see what I can do, and do some research onto. I mean, if it's even safe to actually run these spacers adapters in the track. But anyway, yeah, that's what it looks like exterior wise. Headlights have been changed to the clear ones, and you can see the rainbow fog lamps there. Let's see, we have also aero mirrors. And what else did I do for the outside here? So one of the legit ways to do this is the filler in here has been extended. So some people, I heard, they don't do it so that it's really deep in there. So now this one is the filler neck has been extended. So when you open this, it looks legit. It's just right here. And what else? That's pretty much it for the exterior. So we'll move on to, I guess, the engine. Let's open this up. All right. So as far as the engine goes, see if I can lift this up. It's pretty heavy. So it's still the steel hood. So as far as the engine goes, this is a EJ207 version 8. It has 6-speed it has the 6-speed transmission from 04 STI, pretty much the 04 STI drivetrain, and yeah, it's pretty much stock looking in here. So it has the VF48 turbo catless downpipe, external wastegate up on the up pipe, and the Cobb catback, I think. It looks like a catback, so, but it doesn't look like it. But yeah, so we have the the Cobb cap back in there. It sounds great. So it's tuned for what it is. JDM ECU is tuned and everything. What the readout was 320 wheel, 320 wheel and like about 340 on E85. So this has the Cobb Flex kit, which can run, so it can run E85. I'm not sure if I'm gonna do that or use that capability because I don't have E85 nearby, or do I care to? Because I don't really care to. I just want to drive the car as is. So that's pretty much the engine. Let's go back. Let's go look at the interior. So interior, we have the Nardi steering wheel here, JDM cluster, JDM center surround there. You have the version 3 STI seats. Not much here, but I want to show you guys. So here the gauges are hidden. I like that it's kind of hidden here. You have the airbag cubby here instead of airbag, and you have the center console, center compartment, and the Nardi steering wheel. So yeah, so everything works. This, even the center differential DCCD works actually. I have to research on like what to do with this stuff because I haven't messed with it yet. So that's pretty much it. There's still some parts that, of course, you know, it's an old car that you need to look into and some TLC, but it's not a big deal. He gave me the panel for these. There's a panel for this to replace or something newer. That's pretty much it. You know, 2001 car, 2001 chassis, 2.5 RS. You know, you got the JDM. You need to have the JDM fragrance in there, and basic stereo. That's pretty much it, actually. So, a little history about me and the car. This is actually not my first GC8. So my sister, back in the day when I was a kid, I guess high school or end of high school, we started buying our own cars. I bought an RX-7 FC because I couldn't afford this car. When the RX-7 FC was $800 at the time, no one really cared about them. It was a 91 actually. It's pretty rare. So for a 91 FC to be $800, but I did buy that car for $800, and my sister bought this for $6,000 or something like that. So that one is for sure out of my price range. So she bought a 2.5 RS 2099 for $6,000, and it, you know, bone stock. So it was a coupe. Yeah. So basically, I couldn't afford this. Car. So now that, you know, times have changed, I was able to afford it, and it was already built. My sister was able to actually swap hers with a full STI swap too. So same engine, EJ207 and all that, 6 speeds, everything the same, pretty much the same, but hers is a coupe, and you know, this was a sedan. So she's actually kind of, you know, nostalgic when I showed it to her. And she, you know, I mean, coming from like an exotic to this, it's not so bad, you know. Like people, I guess some people think like, oh, you're going backwards. Like, no, not really, because I like all cars. It's just like I appreciate every car. It's just some cars like kind of have a sentimental value, and I kind of want to just kind of feel that again. And this car brings that to me. Maybe someday I'll get another RX-7. I had an FC, I have an FD before. An E46 M3, M6, you know, the Porsche, and then, you know, the Ferraris. I'm into, I actually had a 350Z as well, but I just don't make videos. It was before everything, you know, so it was never on YouTube or anything like that. So, so this one is like one of those things, like I'm trying to just play into my you know, childhood stuff. Like I'm just trying to achieve those childhood cars that I always wanted to get, I couldn't get. Yeah, maybe I'll add the RX-7, the other old cars back someday, but it's nice to kind of go back into something more simple, you know, like it's kind of low key, like no one really knows what this car is. No one's really giving me too much attention, which is kind of what I like. I kind of miss that, the incognito-ness, when, you know, when you're just driving something that you actually think it's cool, but, you know, no one else is really giving you, like, you know, too much attention to it. I like that. It's like I don't really like all the attention on what the Ferrari was getting. So It was a nice experience though. It's nice to experience that. Someday, I think everyone needs to experience owning an exotic car, but and to see if it's really something that you want, it's really, the lifestyle or whatever, the what comes with it, because it is a lot of attention. But you know, I actually like to drive my cars a lot, so this kind of is, I don't know. We'll see. If I think I want to keep this for a long time. I think this is one of those things that you just keep. It's a one-off car, like it's not like you're gonna find another one like this, unless someone makes the exact same thing. But like that's the beautiful part about these custom cars. It's just it's one of one, really. It's like it's kind of hard to make, so it's one of those things. Kind of got lucky that I found it. Um, I wish I bought it when it was here, not that I had to ship it back from East Coast, but it is what it is. I only saw it when the owner, they wanted at the bring a trailer, and I saw it after that. So it was already shipped out of California. So it was originally a California car. So anyway, that's kind of how life works sometimes. But well, I did pay less than the bring a trailer winner, so I paid much less. So that's kind of like a bonus there. So yeah, if you guys have any questions or anything, that's pretty much all I could say, really. I think that's I think I made it sound more simple than it is, but this is the build, 2001 RSTI build. That's what I'm driving now. I do have plans, like I said, my plans are to get the wheel setup dialed in, but we'll see how that goes. Also, I want to add the, there's some parts here that I still want to change, like some bolt-ons, like an intake and a header, and maybe retune it and see where we're at. Just I'm not looking for much power. I just want I just want to rejuvenate all the parts that are old and things like that. Just I'm not looking for too much power. Just I want it to run well, nothing crazy. So this is, I mean, I have a bike. I'm really more of a motorcycle guy, but sometimes I want to drive. It's also nice to drive a manual for a change. The Ferrari I had wasn't manual. If I wish it was, but it wasn't. But it is what it is. So it's nice to drive a manual for a change. It's a different experience for sure. So yeah, I do have the STI covers in here, so I just didn't install them because I like using the fog lights. So there's that. Yeah, so plans for this car is I'm just gonna refresh it, restoring it, changing parts that look old, and just it's like a long-term ongoing project. It's not like something that you just buy and park for a long time. It's just this is gonna be used, and I'm gonna drive it a lot. And yeah, anything that I do, I'm gonna be filming it. So if you guys are interested in that, go ahead, subscribe, and let me know in the comments section and things like that. Yeah, once again, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next video.